got a giant pile of bills here to sign.
That's like 2 weeks worth.
I think so.
Probably, yeah, well, since the last meeting.
Yeah, it's gotta be since the last meeting, cause she hasn't,
Are we being recorded?
yes. Yes, this meeting's being recorded, so Lisa can get minutes from later. So I'll take a motion to sign all the current bills.
I'll make a motion to sign all current bills.
I'll second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Minutes from, was it June 9th? I was good with the minutes, I don't know if you had a chance to read them.
Yeah, glanced at them. I'll make a motion to accept the minutes of June 9th as written.
I'll second that, all in favor?
I'm gonna bring these back up there.
Yeah.
Can I see that, please?
Oh, sorry.
So, the next meeting, this is where my schedule gets tricky.
Okay, did you wanna go down to one meeting and then just run in and sign the bills if we have to?
So, yeah, that's the only, so like all through July, my classes, the schedule says Monday to Thursday, 8 to 4:30.
Mhm.
Whether classes actually go that long is a whole nother story. So I don't know if we wanna do a meeting, like one meeting in the middle of the month on a Friday. Cause I can do any time, and then, you know, if bills or anything pop up, I can,
Okay, you got a key to the building, right?
yeah, I have a key to the building, so we can do it
That
whenever.
was gonna be my next question, can we meet up there? That would be nice if we could, but we'll have to probably meet here still.
Yeah, cause it's technically sort of be open to the public if it's, public meeting. But I have a key to this building, so we can schedule it anytime. So we can either do it on a, you know, evening, or if we wanna do it during the day, do it on a Friday. I don't know what's easier for you. Evenings, Monday through Thursday, assuming my class actually runs till 4:30, I'd probably say I would.
You'll be all tuckered up.
I mean, doing a meeting afterwards wouldn't be a big deal, it'd be more of, I don't think I'd be able to get here till like 5:30, 6 o'clock. So,
But if you wanna meet on a Friday morning, that's fine with me too, if this room is available then.
okay, Friday mornings work for you, Scott?
We could,
Any day you guys want.
we could just do it once if you want,
Yeah, I think if we do one meeting and then, you know, any bills that need to be signed, it's easy,
in the
'cause
meantime, we'll.
yeah, cause Lisa can just leave them in the mailbox and I can swing by and sign them. And if something important happens to come up, then we
We'll
can,
do something at night.
yeah, we'll schedule a meeting
Yeah.
with just, you know, the important stuff that needs to get covered. So you wanna do, we'll say the 17th is right in the middle of the month?
Sure.
Alright.
They write it down. Oh,
Yeah.
is it odd?
You wanna do like 8:30 and get it
Yeah,
done?
that's fine.
Alright,
We'll just have to double check with Sharon and.
yeah, I'll send her an email, and if, she says they got something going on, then I'll, let you guys know, and we'll see what other times we can work with. Alright. Alright. Scott, okay, you're it.
Alright, so. Alright, so printed up right now, I can get you guys one, tomorrow or Monday. Just been quiet at the plant, end of the year, just trying to maintain with what we got. We did, looking at the bills, there was a generator repair that we did in-house, there was the testing from Pace for the copper. Pretty status quo as far as operation and maintenance. RBC train 2, it's stagnant right now. It's pumped down, just have to hose and dispose of the sludge. I think that we can hose it and pump it and get rid of it through our, sludge hauling.
Okay, same way we, normally.
Yeah, it's just gonna be hours to, man hours to hose it and, clean it back out and get it back through the system. So that's my thought with that. So somewhat status quo. DLS walkthrough, I had started to, take care of some of the low-hanging fruit that was noticed. Some of the stuff that I'm talking about is like the eye wash, weekly testing tags. I contacted Applied Dynamics about getting a quote for the OSHA inspection on the chain hoists. We have 3 2-ton hoists at the plant, and I received a quote for, just the OSHA compliant inspection. I received a price on the roof hatch. They wanted like a safety stand around it. So I received a quote for that from Masterman, so that's about $1,100. What else did get taken care of? A lot of other stuff is just programs, written programs, which I talked to Dawn this morning from DLS, and she said that's, I asked her if she could be assistant, and she said yes, no problem. So I'll keep in contact with her about, chlorine safety and lockout tagout program and like confined space program. We'll get all that buttoned up and squared away.
Okay.
Sludge hauling bid should be ending soon. I think it was end of this month, June 30th, I think.
Yeah, cause I forgot when was July something they wanted that list.
Yes.
Excuse me, is this ours or is that the highway?
Sorry, so they only had a highway account there, so
Okay,
they just put highway,
Okay.
but that price would be,
for us,
Yeah,
I
so
would make sure that that's all.
okay.
Yeah, so, well, I mean, that's the thing, they'd probably still bill it under highway and just have the bill go to us, cause they're not, the accountant's gonna pay it off the same.
Yeah, I would just make sure that they know that.
Yeah,
okay.
they designated
Yeah,
that sewer
yeah.
department.
She just put that together just because that was.
Yeah, okay.
Now, the inspection for the hoist, that's gonna be like a yearly.
Yeah, it's an annual.
Okay.
They inspect. So it's not on here, but at my old place, the same company would come out. They do all the hoists at the plant, and they would do any mechanical lifting devices that we have. So like you have chain falls,
Yeah.
and they would just inspect all the lifting apparatus.
Okay. So yeah, next budget, we'll just make sure we kind of plan.
Yeah, yeah. Just
Count that in, cause we'll know we'll be there, but at least we'll be doing it, right at the start of the fiscal year, basically.
yep.
What about, I know you were, did you hear anything back on, as far as the media for that, RBC train?
I got nothing from the company that took over Lyco. It's a company called Xylem. I can bump them. I can bump them again, just to see. But yeah, definitely. So I think that one of the things that we can do at the plant is, I think that we can kind of optimize our electrical usage. So one thing I was thinking was the plant water pump. The plant water pump takes the clean water that is going out to the river and pumps it through the plant, so we can use it on, hoses and anything else that we might need. So, there's a big filter strainer that is supposed to strain the water and filter it before it goes throughout the plant for water. That strainer is original and clogged, so the water isn't moving through it as efficiently.
Oh, okay.
So-
More than it should.
Yeah, so I got a price from a contractor I used at my old facility to do a line that would bypass the strainer. So it would get, we wouldn't go through the strainer. And also, if we were to do a new strainer and replace what we have, we can't run the plant with the plant water because there's no line to bypass that strainer. So if we were to do the strainer, we'd have to shut down the plant water, which is a pain in the butt, especially during like chlorine season, because we have to always chlorinate. So this line is a bypass line, so then we could repair or replace the strainer and then not lose water throughout the plant. So this is just a quote from a contractor that I've worked with in the past.
So you basically, it wouldn't be like a regular, all the time bypass, it'd be a temporary bypass.
Yep.
Um,
Which my thought is right now, we're running that pump at about 75%. And if we were to do this bypass line, I think we could turn that speed down to call it 50% and still meet, the water demand for hosing, the water demand for chlorination to run that system. So I think that we could, I don't have a direct number of how much we could save, but I think that we could save some electricity.
okay.
Just because looking at the bill, we get billed that extra demand rate, for usage.
And we're gonna have money for that?
The 7,800, that's the part I'm kind of figuring out, because that would be from service. And I forget what our new service budget is. Was it 250? We went up from 216 to 250-ish?
I mean, one of the things we could potentially do, if we wanted to move forward, is like the fall special, if we had to potentially move extra money from retained earnings into the, like, say that services account, if, trying to see what we voted for. There we go. Get this open.
Are we gonna, do we need to finish paying off that legal thing? We can't talk about it in meeting.
So that was that bill that we got from the insurance company. We have a deductible that we paid.
Right.
So we already paid most of the deductible
And
this
what-
year.
Thought we had a couple thousand left.
We got a couple thousand left, but it hasn't been billed yet, so.
Oh, okay, I didn't know if it needed to be.
So it looks like purchase services, we did 269,950 for next year.
Okay. That's right, we went up about 50,000.
I think, yeah, I was gonna say, I know the budget, yeah, we went up like 50 or 60 figure, and we were gonna, because we weren't sure how the,
Yeah.
sludge hauling,
Mm-hmm.
which I think maybe once we get, which I believe that's next week, that those bids get opened up,
Yeah.
we'll have a better idea of what
Yeah,
the
yeah.
sludge number will be, cause we kinda overshot really high with this budget, cause, you know,
Or-
especially the way, you know, prices have been going up, we kinda just shot for, they were going really high. just
We're
these things.
assuming the worst.
Yeah, but again, too, like, you know, if we start looking at things come, you know, I think it'd be, October-ish, we'd have till October to put a motion in. We could potentially transfer more money from our retained earnings, cause we still obviously have plenty in there, we didn't use any at the annual town meeting this year.
We only took that 50 out.
Yeah, we
For
could, so I think the last number was like 380, I think. So that now you're, you know, 330 plus whatever goes back in at the end of this fiscal year,
Yeah.
so.
Okay.
So yeah, I mean, if it makes more sense to do it earlier in the year than trying to do it over the winter time, I'd say, you know, get a quote for the stringer, hopefully that isn't ridiculously priced.
Yeah, I tried looking, I couldn't get a number, that I'll reach out and, the only thing with that is I would love to just open it up and take it apart and clean it, but, you know, if it's original and it's never been opened up before, and then something breaks,
Yeah.
and we don't have a way to put water back through it to go through the
Yeah.
plant, it's just like,
Well, I was
We
gonna
shot
say,
ourselves in
the
the foot.
bypass pipe makes sense either way for that, so at least you can maintain it, and then,
yeah,
you know, maybe you can pull it apart and it might still be good, and then,
exactly, like it still spins, the motor on it works, you know, there's a couple of things that probably need attention, but, I don't wanna open it up and then be screwed.
yeah,
Cause right now it's chlorine season, so we gotta have plant water.
yeah,
And then this price, that's all with PVC piping, because the ductile piping is, the metal piping, like they use in the street, is just ridiculous.
no,
So this would be a 4-inch PVC line, which if we did it in metal ductile piping, it'd be 15,000. He was saying pricing is just absurd right now. But that's electricity usage, that's where I think, I got a price on the air conditioning unit, 3310, so that's with everything, which is better than what I thought. That's,
yeah, I was gonna say, yeah, I think, you said it was gonna be somewhere around there.
Yeah.
A little higher, but,
and phase 2 of copper study, we'll be starting that, probably not next week, but the week after. We gotta order a couple of things, I just wanna get through the end of June. And,
Excuse me, when are we gonna do this?
I told him to come the 6th, like the week after July 1st.
So is that gonna be under our new budget or?
Yes.
Okay.
Oh, if it's after July 1st, right, it would be,
I thought if things were ordered before.
if it's
tricky.
ordered and the work started before the first, you can encumber the funds and put it on the previous year. If it's something like that, stuff being worked on, cause that's what I was asking Jim, if we had enough in this FY '26, if, you know, it just simply had to be ordered. He said it had to be ordered and some of the work had to be started, which, I mean, if we really wanted to throw it on FY '26, like, does he only have to come and do one thing, but.
Look at
But,
it.
well, looking, after seeing the bills and looking at what we have in the service line, I'm just a little concerned. But I was hoping to do it on FY '27.
Okay, whatever you're happy with, cause I mean, it's gonna be, I mean, you need the air, so.
Yeah, that's why I figured, you know, after July 1st, he could do it, just, we put it on
Okay,
FY '27.
and you're not too hot down there?
No, knock on wood, it's been okay, like, we have the doors open in the morning, you know, close the window shades in the morning when the sun's coming out, but no, there was a couple hot days.
As long as you're comfortable with it.
So that's my report.
Alright. Discuss encumbrance of FY '26 funds. So I don't think Lisa left anything that she would, any amount that she thinks would need to be encumbered.
I didn't really hear anything from her on her.
Did she leave you anything in any of the folders? Cause she was working on getting the bills together to see.
Yeah, I did not,
She was gonna start calling the companies that need to get their bills in.
yeah, so she didn't leave anything, as far as how much, if we need to, how much to encumber. So I will get with her on Monday, cause I think we have at least a few days into I think we got into the first week of the fiscal year to turn in an encumbrance form.
So this is what I started to fill out. I don't know how you wanna discuss this, but this is what I started to fill out that I think that we should encumber for the next year. I went to the town hall yesterday and looked at how the articles were written for a couple things.
So these amounts, these are invoices you're expecting to come in?
No, so those are the accounts that I want, the articles that I wanna keep.
Oh, okay, keep open.
I just didn't change how the form looked, I just put the articles that were there, I just don't know how it was done in the past, well.
So what I'd say, so these accounts here are the ones that you wanna leave open.
Yes.
Okay.
I think you just tell the accountant that.
Yeah, so all we
Okay.
have to do is tell the accountant which, of the accounts, which ones she can close
Okay.
at the end of the year, when she
Okay.
does the year end close. Which ones need to be closed, the encumbrance is, so like, we don't have to encumber all these accounts because they were all open on, votes at meetings.
Okay.
So the money stays in there till we close them.
Okay, okay.
The encumbrance is for like the purchase services, purchase supplies, accounts,
Okay.
because we technically have to have every bill for FY '26 turned in no later than, I believe it's the 13th.
Yep.
Well, obviously, not all places get us that billing in time.
Mhm.
So the encumbrance is basically, I have, $2,000 worth of bills that I expect to come in after the 13th, after the last date to normally submit.
Mhm.
Cause that leaves that amount open
For
till we,
those.
yeah, for those bills.
Okay.
Cause what happens, as of July 1st, when she closes the accounts, usually at the end of July is when she starts working on closing the books.
Mhm.
But basically, whatever is left in the services, that goes right back in our retained earnings, so we start off with a fresh 269.
Mhm.
So that's a big thing, is just kind of what bills we're expecting to come in, that are
Okay.
gonna come in after July 1st.
Okay.
But if these are the only ones out of all those accounts that you wanna leave open, I'll just have to find out from Jim, I don't know if we need to do a vote on them,
Mhm.
or,
I guess we could just say,
yeah, I'll have to find out from Jim if that's something like we'd have to vote on to close those accounts, or it's just something we can simply tell Tammy, hey, these accounts we're gonna close out, the work is done. So Monday I'll get with Lisa and find out what she has for bills that she's expecting. And then like if you have any sludge hauling or any, anything that comes up between, that isn't in those bills that before the 30th or whatever,
Yeah.
try to, figure out roughly what it's gonna cost to make sure Lisa includes that in the encumbrance.
Okay.
do you have things that you've ordered that the bill hasn't come in yet, or?
Well, he just said sludge hauling. I know sludge hauling hasn't come in yet. I asked Ty and Bond to get us any invoices that, you know, that we owe to them. And that was the only two people I could think of.
Okay.
Okay. I mean, even sludge hauling, we can kinda, if we know how much,
Yeah, we
We've
had like the past.
yeah, if we got a rough idea, we can kinda guess.
But where does the encumbrance funds come from? Does it come from a certain line item?
No, so the encumbrance funds is basically, so, I don't have the report for what's left, but say we had 20 grand left in the supplies account. And we know we're gonna encumber, say, 5 grand of that. That it comes out of that account, it just, encumbering basically tells Tammy this amount, you know, however much this amount, I'm not closing that account out till the board says we're all done with it. Just in case some bills come in later than when she, you know, cause then she can do all the other work to close the books out for the town and leaves that one little bit open, so that when the bills do come in, she can process them and then close the account out.
Okay.
So unless maybe if somebody's, you know, all the places have everything billed out, and that's why Lisa didn't have anything, but we'll find out Monday. Cause I don't think we need to vote on how much we're encumbering, I think it's just a
Yeah,
form needs to be turned in,
Okay.
so.
yeah, I wouldn't think so, I mean, they have to be paid, so.
Yeah. Alright. Some discussion and vote on the 2026 sewer fee abatement requests. So I don't know if you had a chance to look over the list that Lisa sent, she had it, was it last week or?
The last meeting she had.
Yeah.
She had checked on some.
Yeah, I mean, most of them, there was a couple that like this A Street, they just wrote it as houses now a single family dwelling occupied by one family. I was kinda questioned, but then I went back and looked at the notes and she did confirm it's, you know, only, it's not like a big large family occupying both sides of a house saying, oh yeah, we're one family. And I mean, most of them were, you know, vacant units, which, her note, she didn't have anybody listed, at least with the town clerk's office. So I mean, to me, there wasn't any questionable ones.
The only one I question is the guy who lives in the house behind here, that one that was causing all the trouble before. But he, I don't know, he has so many vehicles in the thing, in the yard, and he claims he doesn't rent out half of his house. But I don't think anybody's had a chance to go by at night and see if anything's in there. But,
That Chapel Street?
it's right on the side of the market, isn't it? Right, what's the street right here? That was
Oh,
that it goes behind the, is that Central Street?
I'm terrible with street names. Let's see. Yeah, Central Street is one that runs alongside Village Market.
So what are you gonna do with those? We're gonna vote on them when we get to it, but, you realize we're supposed to sign them and fill in the tops of all those things? I don't know. We never used to do that, and then we got a new, I don't know whose
So-
final idea it was for that top part, but we used to just sign them and write if they were denied or,
Yeah, so it looks like do we check off approved, and then sign it.
and what's.
The amount paid, amount abated, that Lisa can do that. And then, I mean, the date, she'll know that it was done today.
changed again, because, no, we signed it down here, and once you were chairman, we didn't do this, but there used to be something at the top here for a year or two. It was a pain in the neck, so it's better if it's down here.
Yeah,
But,
Alright.
that's all I was questioning.
but yeah, if you're okay with it, unless you wanna hold that one off and we can try to verify it.
No,
some
that's
more.
all right, but we can vote on it
Yeah,
and,
we'll vote and we'll sign after. So I'll take a motion to, accept the FY 26 sewer abatement applications as submitted.
Right,
So someone
okay.
gave me that.
so moved.
I'll second that, all in favor?
Aye.
Aye. Alright, possible discussion vote on sewer connection permit for 109 East Road from Lone Oak Enterprises. We never,
Nothing.
yeah, Lisa said the last thing she heard from them was, I guess the contractor did not, agree with the insurance requirements that
Right.
are in the thing, but those are the same requirements the water department has on their permits. So,
I'm sure it's probably pretty standard.
yeah.
So he's not ready.
Yeah, no, and I'll, again, if he turns in an application, then, if we have to have a meeting, we'll have a meeting.
Were you involved in any discussions? I don't know if anybody else was, but somebody said that, Jim was talking about increasing the amounts, like, he has like $1 million thing when he ties in the sewer, and he gives us that for the year. And Jim was talking, you heard that he was talking about raising it to 2 or 3 million? Did you
That,
hear?
I haven't heard anything
I
like
told him,
that.
that was Jimmy that had, he came in to see the Jim last week when I was picking up my check, and, he wasn't here, evidently he took his vacation, which I don't blame him, but, he would try to see him again, and I don't know if he got it, cause he didn't come back till Wednesday. So I don't know what's going on with that, or who he heard that was, but he said that was gonna raise his insurance rate to possibly be up to $3,000 more.
Yeah, I was gonna say, and I
This
mean,
is for Fountain?
Pardon?
This is Jim Fountain?
Yeah,
Oh.
yeah, I mean, I don't know what section he was looking to raise, 3 million,
I don't know either, but I think if we don't need it on that, I mean,
yeah, we'll have to, I guess, wait and see what happens.
but
Um,
I don't think what we have to say is gonna mean anything once he makes up his mind to something, but, that's what his concern was, Jim's concern, Jim Fountain.
And then new business, Lisa had sent, planning board had sent out a special permit application, for 661 Main Street, which isn't on town sewer.
You're right, so it's nothing to do with us.
Yeah, the only thing I'd say is, we'll probably respond that, cause it's looking like they're looking to make mead, which I'm okay with. I used to drive up to New Hampshire for that, cause that was the only place you could get it. I mean, that'd be the only thing is that, for,
I mean, we don't object to anything.
yeah, we don't object, I think it just should probably be pointed out to, planning board that, there's no sewer connection, and I think that far up on, I think that area, there's not even a sewer line
Right.
extending that far, so it's not something that they could even,
Think about right now.
yeah, so,
Where was that?
661 Main Street.
Oh, I'm sorry,
So
I
that's
thought we were
where-
on the duplex, sorry.
So that's on, 67.
Is that further down to West Brookfield?
Yeah,
Yeah,
Is it that greenhouse?
no. That I know, I don't know what house it is, but it's not a greenhouse.
Because that greenhouse is getting worked on,
Yeah,
and they had called a while
well,
back.
I'm wondering, what
You said 661?
yeah, so I'm actually wondering, that might, I'm wondering if it would be possible.
She said there was a long driveway to that house, but I just couldn't
Yeah, but
picture it.
so, unless Google Maps is wrong, that's that next gen, the old dealership,
Mhm.
and that's 661, so, I don't know how far where the main runs.
It runs up, I mean, 661 is that plot, right?
Yeah,
So
it looks like
trees?
almost just after the dealership.
Yeah, they should have sewer over there.
Okay, so unless,
Cause the last house that has sewer is that house on the left.
okay,
And that sewer runs all in that sidewalk.
okay,
Jeff and I
so,
walked it, and that should be the last house on that run.
okay, so that might be the only thing we comment to, planning board is that, you know, currently that place is not on town sewer, so that might be a consideration, you know, they might wanna turn around and tell these people that, you know, food production, that they're gonna have to go on town sewer. Whether, you know, between them or Board of Health, I don't think it'd be an issue for Board of Health.
I'm sorry, is this a residential property that they wanna do, or build?
So, it looks like a residential property. Yeah, so making no changes building or property. Looking for special permit for basic. I can't even read that, license and samples and one drink to make, produce mead for rehabilitation for services connected disability. And he's got a letter. Respectfully applying for special permit, drinking establishments that do not provide seated food service prepared on site under a retail food permit issued by the town. And manufacturing or industrial for the purpose of operating a very small scale home-based meadery business known as Great Saugas Meadery. Reason for this application is to allow me the opportunity to start a small business that coincides with my rehabilitation plan through the Department of Veteran Affairs, Chapter 31 Vocational Rehab and Employment Program related to my service-connected disability. Ability to work from home in a controlled and manageable environment would help me remain on track with rehab goals established by the VA while also allowing me to maintain a productive and healthy lifestyle. My application with Alcohol and Tobacco Tax Trade Bureau has already been accepted. The businesses plan to remain extremely small in scale with federal approval for less than 5,000 gallons per year total production. However, I have no intention or desire to operate anywhere near that level from my residence. The goal is simply to produce and sell slightly more than the federal private household production limit of 1,000 gallons per year. This would be a low-impact operation intended to generate supplemental income while contributing additional tax revenue to the town of Warren. Committed to operating responsibly and respectfully within the community. Additionally, there will be no nuisance odor extended beyond the property line and most likely not beyond the building itself. Mead fermentation produces minimal odor compared to many other food or beverage production processes. The room that will be used for production is also not airtight, allowing any CO2 naturally produced during fermentation to safely dissipate through the normal airflow of the basement area. Once meadery space is accessed to open, any CO2 present would further disperse naturally through ventilation and air movement. Basically, he wants to brew a little more than you can legally do at home and be able to have people come try it out. You know, I'm all for, I just, you know, since it got sent out to all departments, you know, the planning board wants to take issue with that.
Yeah, if he wants to connect the sewer, he's gonna have to go across the street, which is, that's on him.
So, but yeah, that'd be the only old business, planned construction of 6 duplex houses on Cemetery Road. So I did get to sit at the planning board meeting the other night. So they are looking to tie in, I guess there's already a stub that they wanna connect to. They're essentially, they're kinda making a main, but not. It's gonna be the, like, 8-inch pipe or whatever going to the main. They're gonna have a manhole cover in the driveway, and then all 6 units are gonna connect to that. However, all of those units are being sold as condos, so, essentially, you know, like usual, they'd be responsible for everything up until the street. So, you know, if something happens, you know, for that line that runs through the yard, it wouldn't be our problem.
Okay, that's what you're saying.
Yeah, that's the big part I was concerned about, because we don't allow, 2 houses on one lateral anymore,
Oh, okay.
without special approval, and that kinda like how they were building it, because you had 6 houses going into one 8-inch lateral that was cutting through a yard of a house and then going to the main line. So they're building where everything from the main line up to all the houses, they're building that almost the same way as they would like the main sewer line. So that was my word, where they, you know, building basically an extension off the main and hoping, you know, we're building it for you, you guys are responsible, or, cause then, the concern would be where it runs through yards is that property, we need an easement, you know, to be able to go and dig that up if we had to. But being sold as condos, it's gonna be up to the condo association that they create.
Right.
They have a problem with that section of sewer line up. It's their problem to deal with up until it.
Now, did they have actual plans?
Yeah, they had well-designed drawings and all that, and that's the only reason I knew, like, it was an 8-inch pipe. So it's, cause I think it's 6-inch coming off the houses, or 4-inch. Whatever the standard is coming off the house. But the lines coming up to the houses where they all connect is the same size as like a regular sewer main, which kind of gave the impression that, you know, they weren't even putting a manhole cover in. So it kind of gave the impression that, hey, we're making a T off of the main sewer line, but cutting it through a yard.
Yeah. Okay, so they'll own from the end of Washburn to their manhole in the street.
Did you look at any of those plans?
I was there on the site visit when the contractors were there, with the engineer, and Ray was out there, the selectman, and there was another one, I forget his name. And a couple planning board people were there, but I saw the plans, yeah, everything looked good, I
As
mean.
long as you're all right with it, because if you have any questions, it's up to you to speak up now.
Yeah, no, I mean,
Okay.
it looked, you know, legit engineer.
That'll be 12 more EDUs on the books.
Right,
Mhm.
right.
More just, I don't know how that'll go permitting well, cause it's one connection, but they're gonna need, I did tell them they're gonna need a permit for each unit,
Right.
because
Oh, definitely.
they're getting added to the books, even though it's one connection that they're actually making to
Right.
our system, but,
Well, yeah.
But I think it's like that, some different apartment buildings too.
yeah, so it's 6 different buildings, two units on each building. But we would only be looking at the one connection,
Right.
because that's where it connects into us, everything else is, I mean, unless Scott wants to, you know, look at all the connections as they're building.
Probably wouldn't hurt.
Yeah, I don't think it would hurt,
I'm not gonna demand it, I don't think.
yeah, I think as long as we see the, you know, the big important one would be, because there's already, they said there's already a stub there that was previously put in.
Yeah, so
so-
there's a water and a sewer stub already.
Yeah, so we just need to definitely inspect those before they, when they connect into the those stubs.
Mhm.
Yeah, so, sounded like planning board was looking, was kinda giving them the okay, so we'll see what happens. New business, anybody got anything?
I got another quote here to, instead of paying $22 a month for the, oxygen and acetylene tanks, I got a quote here to just buy 2 tanks outright, for $513. So one less bill every month, and Lisa said we've been paying that for a long time.
Yeah, I mean, it's 530. I mean, it'll take a while to like kind of make it back, but eventually,
So, just,
well, in a year I'll have paid for itself, basically.
yeah, so I'm just throwing something out there.
Yeah, that,
So are you gonna go with that?
If you guys are okay with it, I mean.
Yeah, but Joe Boss, she's supposed to tell us what you want us to do.
Well,
And
I
if
know,
we
I
don't
know.
like it, we'll tell you, but basically, if that's what you think is best, then tell us that way.
Yeah, well, when she said we've been paying $22 for a month for 10 years, I was just like, what?
yeah, that's, you know,
But anyway, yeah.
I assumed we rented them because, you know, that's how we're exchanging them and getting them filled too and all that.
Zach says we barely use them, so like, I mean, we could almost just get rid of them. But like, it's one of those things where you need it.
Once in a
need
blue
it.
moon, you do need it.
Yeah. So that's why I'm like, I want to keep it. I just don't want to pay everyone for it.
Yeah.
So that's all I got.
Alright.
You gotta get used to being the boss.
I know.
Alright, comments and concerns? Hearing none, alright. Take a motion to adjourn the meeting at.
Oh.
We didn't do the abatements.
Oh,
We have to sign them all.
yeah, but we can adjourn the meeting.
Okay,
That's
all right.
fine. So I'll take a motion to adjourn the meeting at 2:47.
And I second that.
All in favor? Aye.
Now you can go home.